My friend is mad that my husband complimented her. I don't see a problem at all with this. Let me give you the full picture, because without it, none of this makes sense. My friend and I have been close since college. We lived together for 2 years. We were in each other's weddings. We've shown up for each other through things most people never have to go through. I love her. I say that up front because I need you to understand that what I'm about to describe is not me dismissing her feelings. It's me genuinely confused about how we got here. About 8 months ago, she finally ended things with someone she had been seeing for almost 2 years. Situationship is the only word that fits. He never committed, never made it official, kept her just close enough that she felt something real was building, and just far enough that she could never hold him to anything. When she finally ended it, she called me at 2 in the morning. I stayed on the phone with her until almost 4. I have never heard her cry like that. After that, she went quiet for a while, stopped going out, canceled plans. I checked in regularly, brought food over a couple of times, and mostly just made sure she knew I was around without pressuring her to be okay before she was ready. So a few weeks ago, when she texted saying she had matched with someone and was thinking about a date, I was excited for her. She said she was nervous and asked if we could make it a group dinner so she'd feel more comfortable. I thought that was completely reasonable. I talked to my husband and he was on board immediately. We picked a restaurant we all like, made a reservation for 4, and that was the plan. The night of the dinner, my husband and I got there first and grabbed drinks at the bar while we waited. My friend arrived about 10 minutes later and her date was maybe 5 minutes behind her. Here is where it starts. When my friend walked in, she looked genuinely beautiful. She had clearly put real effort in. New dress, hair done, more confidence in how she was carrying herself than I had seen in months. I noticed. I was happy for her. My husband noticed too, and he said something. He looked at her and said, "You look really put together tonight. That color works on you." That is the full quote. I was standing right there. No wink, no lingering, no over-the-top delivery. He said it the way he'd tell a coworker their presentation was sharp, or tell his uncle the backyard looked great after a renovation. Easy, warm, brief. Then he asked if she wanted a drink while we waited. I want to explain something about my husband because I think it matters here. He comes from a family where people say nice things to each other out loud. Not constantly, not in a performative way, but they notice when someone looks good or did something well, and they just say it. His mom does it. His brother does it. When we first started dating, I remember thinking it was one of the most disarming things about him, because I wasn't used to it. I grew up in a house where affection was implied rather than expressed. Being around his family felt like learning a different language. So when he complimented my friend, I registered it the same way I register him complimenting anyone. I did not think about it again for the rest of the night. The dinner was really good. Her date was easy to talk to. He made her laugh, asked her real questions, did not dominate the conversation. By the end of the night, she seemed lighter than she had in months. We hugged in the parking lot and she seemed happy. The next morning, I woke up to a text from her. It said, "Your husband should not be commenting on other women's appearances. You really need to address that with him." I read it and set my phone down. Then I picked it back up and read it again. I texted back and asked if she was okay. She said she was fine, but that I needed to understand where she was coming from. I told her I did understand. I also told her that my husband compliments everyone, his coworkers, his friends, his 68-year-old neighbor who just repainted her porch, the guy at the hardware store who recommended a better drill bit. It is not targeted. It is not flirtatious. It is just how he moves through the world. She said, "That's what they all say right before they cheat." I told her gently that I was sorry for everything she went through, that what happened to her was real and clearly still hurts, but that my husband noticing her dress and saying something kind about it is not a version of what happened to her. She said I would regret defending him. I have not responded since. I do not know what the right move is. I am not angry at her exactly, but I am not going to tell my husband he did something wrong when I do not believe that he did. I just keep coming back to that parking lot, how she looked leaving, how good the night felt, and then I wake up to that text, and I do not know which version of the night was real to her.